hope you're well and having the most incredible day. As always, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to be doing the mid-year book tag. I have some really incredible books to share with you today. I am so excited, but before we get into that, I do just want to say, if you guys aren't subscribed, please make sure you do. 54.6% of you watching this video haven't yet subscribed, so if you haven't done that, please do. But without further ado, we are going to dive right in. If you guys don't know what this is, essentially it's just a bunch of questions which you guys can also answer. I'll leave all the questions in the description box, and I would love to know your answers down below in the comments. But essentially it's a bunch of questions about all the books you've read so far this year. So without further ado, we are going to dive right in. I hope you guys enjoy and carry on watching. So the first question is best book you've read so far in 2023, and this one was really hard because I have definitely read some really good books so far this year. I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but we've had some really good 5-star reads. But I'm gonna have to go with Hooked by Emily McIntyre. I absolutely love her style of writing. Essentially this is like a dark romance, it's a dark mafia inspired kind of vibe. All of her books in her series are Disney inspired, I suppose. They're not retellings at all. She made that perfectly clear at the beginning of the books. It says they're not retellings, but essentially what this one is about is it's about a guy called James whose nickname is Hook, so like Captain Hook, and a girl called Wendy. Obviously they're the kind of love interests and the dual POV of this book, and I just absolutely devoured her books. She has got a new one which is called Twisted, which I haven't read yet, and I am hoping to read it this month because it just sounds so up my street. But yeah, 10 out of 10. I absolutely love this book so much, and if you're a dark romance girly like myself, you will really enjoy this. So yeah, and also the flop on it, incredible. The next question is best sequel you've read so far in 2023, and I took that as the second book in a series or a book in a series. I guess that's kind of what it means. Anyway, I obviously picked this one, A Court of Mist and Fury. Now, I'm not going to tell you what this is about because it will completely spoil the kind of vibe, but I absolutely love this book. The only thing about this that I didn't like is that I listened to the audiobook, which meant I just didn't find myself envisioning it as well as I should have. However, the Starry Night scene, so cute. I love it so much. But yeah, if you don't know what this is the second book in A Court of Thorns and Roses. Why did that name just go out of my head? It's the second book in A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's so good. If you're anything like me, I'm personally a romance / dark romance kind of girl, but I do like dipping my toe into a fantasy vibe every now and then, and this is just so good. The only thing about this series I don't like is that 3 out of 5 of the books are absolutely huge. Like, this is a smaller one of the bigger ones, and this was about 600 and something pages long, but it's just so good. I can't even tell you what it's about because I don't want to ruin it, but if you want a fantasy book, unbelievable. The next question is a new release that you haven't read yet but you want to, and I feel like this needs no explanation, so I'm just going to hold it up. Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Now, this book is probably one of the most hyped books so far this year. I feel like it's been sold out everywhere, and the Goodreads star rating is ridiculously high, so I can't wait to read it. I haven't yet read it, I think, because I get a little bit frightened when it comes to books that have been so hyped up. Like, I have the entire Chestnut Spring series. Have I read the first one? No, because apparently it's just incredible and I don't want it to be over. So I am really looking forward to reading this. I'm just putting it off and I don't know why. So can some of you guys just really big it up for me in the comments and tell me to just read it, because I need to get this one read. But yes, essentially this is like a dragons, I'm not really sure. I know that they go to a school and they end up having dragons, but like, I'm excited about it. So that's Fourth Wing. Haven't read it yet. Very excited to though. The next question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and I'm gonna have to stick with Emily McIntyre. I feel like I just love her so much, and this is Crossed. Crossed is a Hunchback of Notre Dame retelling. I say retelling, it's not retelling, but a retelling. And I'm so excited. As I mentioned, I absolutely love her books. I have more to share with you throughout this video, but I am so excited to get my hands on this book. You have no idea. And that comes out in August, so I am ready, I am excited, and I just cannot wait. So that has to be the book I'm most excited about for sure. The next question is biggest surprise, and I would have to go with As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. Now, I absolutely love A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I think it is such a good book. If you want to get into like YA, mystery, that kind of takes you on the journey of trying to figure out what's going on. It is such a good book. I've recommended it to so many people, and honestly, it's incredible. A lot of you guys always tag me on Instagram saying like, I went and bought this book. Honestly, it's incredible. I would say this is my biggest surprise, simply because I feel like the first one was so good. How could this be as good, if not better? And honestly, obviously this is a chunky boy, like this is nearly 600 pages long, but it ties up all 3 books in a really beautiful little bow, and I'm left with like no questions, and I love that. I hate when you read a series and I'm sort of left thinking like, what, like these weren't answered. And same when you watch a film or watch a series, like I need every question answered, and that is what this book did. So I really, really enjoyed it. And if you don't know what this is about, essentially it's about a girl called Pip who in the first book is kind of solving a murder mystery case for school. It sounds a bit bizarre, but she's doing it for a project, and it kind of goes a bit out of hand, as you can imagine, and things keep going on. However, this was just incredible. So if you haven't read this one, I highly recommend it, but you have to read them in order, otherwise it makes no sense. So I just love it. I just love it. The next question is favourite new author, and again I'm gonna have to bring her up. It's Emily McIntyre. I think I pronounced it McIntyre a minute ago. I think it's McIntyre. So these are the other 2 books I've read by her, and I absolutely am obsessed with them. You have Scarred and you have Wretched, and this one is a Wizard of Oz vibe, and this one is The Lion King, and I just love these books so much. So yeah, I just love her. I love these books. I love everything about them. I love the way they look. I love the feel of the covers. I love that they're floppy. I just love the story, and I just love her so much that I want every single book she's ever written to be in my library. If you haven't checked out her books, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. She's lush. So those are the other 2 books by her. She is definitely a favourite author of mine for this year, and I just cannot wait to keep reading her books. So those are the next 2. The next question is newest fictional crush, and I would have to go with Misha from Punk 57. I absolutely love this book so much. So he is a bass player. He is just a bit more of like a bad boy type, and I love that. This book was actually really good. I would say if you don't like spice, you will not like this, but it's such a good book. Essentially what this one is about, a brief synopsis: you've got Misha, you've got Ryan. They kind of get put together on this pen pal service at school, and they keep talking for like 7 years, and they've never ever met. And then they actually meet, and one of them knows who the other one is, but the other one doesn't, and it kind of goes on like that. It is such a good book, and I really, really enjoyed it, and it was a really easy read. I just love him, and I love her, and I love this book. So if you haven't read it, highly recommend. The next question is a book that made you cry, and I have to admit I don't cry that much when I'm reading. I find that I have to be very, very, very invested in the book and very, very, very obsessed with the characters to make me cry. I will say though, when I read this book, I did get a watery eye situation, and that is Wrecked by Lauren Asher. I'm not going to tell you why, but there is a really emotional bit in this book, and I was just not prepared for it. So yeah, I just love these books so much. So the Dirty Air series is about Formula 1 drivers and then a partner of some sort, and Wrecked is really good. Wrecked is about Jax and Elena, and Elena is like a PR manager type person, so she keeps him in line, makes sure he's not doing anything crazy, and it's just a beautiful book. I love her book so much, so I'm excited for her new ones to be released. But yeah, it's just so good. So again, a bit of spice, bit of romance, Formula 1 racers. What else do you want in a book? Do you know what I mean? And the next question is a book that made you happy, and again I'm gonna have to go with Throttled by Lauren Asher. I absolutely love this series so much. I have one left, which is supposed to be the best out of the 4, so I am really looking forward to reading that. But this book was just, again, really great, a really easy read, so fun, and I just absolutely love it. This is about Noah and Maya, and it's kind of where it all starts, and I think that's why it made me so happy, because I could just see the series being incredible. So I would highly recommend the series if you want something like fun, romance, spice, drama. Love it. So incredible. If you haven't read it, I would highly recommend, and they are all on Kindle Unlimited. So that's how I read mine, by the way, because I don't want to ruin my spines. Lame, I know, but love it. The next question was quite a hard one, because it was the most beautiful book you've bought this year, and if you know me and you follow me on Goodreads, you will know that I buy a lot of books, to the point where I don't even know where I'm going to put all these. Like, there are books everywhere in my bedroom right now, which is why I don't have like a nice background or anything, because every angle is just piles of books. So it was really hard to pick one, but I did spot this one on my bookshelf and I thought actually I love these covers. So I'm just going to hold up one for an example, but all four are beautiful. And that is the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. I love the new covers so much. I will say I don't particularly like the one with the people on, but I love the other one that has the like photo frame kind of vibe on it. I really like those covers too, but I just absolutely love these. I love the spines, the colours are beautiful. I'm just so excited to get in this, like, into this series that I haven't started it yet, because I think I really want to do like a video where I read every single one in the series and give you like my thoughts and opinions on the whole series. So let me know if you'd like to see that. But yeah, the cover of these, beautiful. And the last question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? And I feel like I could just say my entire physical TBR, but like that's not gonna happen because I have a physical TBR of over 250 books, which is like horrific, like awful. I don't know what's happened, but I have become obsessed to the point where I just cannot stop thinking about buying books. It's awful. However, I am not going to read all of those. I think I'm looking around my room just kind of getting a vibe. I think the books I'm going to say that I want to finish are all of the series. So I actually have a note on my phone of all the series that I've started this year that I need to finish, or I started last year that I need to finish. So I need to finish the Shatter Me series. I have 4 books left, including some novellas. I also want to finish Akatar, but I've got 2 massive books and then a small one. The Dirty Air series, I've got 1 left. Dreamland Billionaire series, which I have 2. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 10 books I would love to finish this year. I think that's quite doable. That would be really good. So yeah, that's what I want to finish this year. Hopefully I can, because I just want to start some new series and I don't really want to start any more until I finish the ones I've started. So that is everything for the mid-year book tag. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know down below all your thoughts and opinions on all these books, and let me know all your answers to the questions as well. Also, as I said at the start of the video, if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do. I would love to hit 11,000 subscribers and I would love for you to be a part of that family. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.